What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Thank you for stopping in. Today I have for you guys my most carried knives for the entire month of May. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I would love to have you here. And before you head out, do me a huge favor, hit that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate everyone. It really helps push the video out there so more people get a chance to check out the video. And feel free to let me know what you're carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. So this is one of the most carried knives for me of this month. Even though I've only had it for about 2.5 weeks or so, the video for this knife should be up. And if you haven't seen the unboxing for this, it's a fantastic video. So go check it out after this one. Now, this is the Microtech Stitch. It is one of the newer version coming in M390 MK. It's got this nice two-tone finish. Very pokey, very slicey. I love that it has this harpoon area here along with a full-size finger choil just below it. It gives you the ability to really lock down on this knife. You have a very generous cutout for the deployment, and it's very, very good. I've had a couple of these now, or tried a couple, and this is the best one by far as the spring strength in here and the satisfaction of the open. This one is spot on. We have fluted aluminum handles here. We have a lower mounted deep carry clip. It's going to be reversible. We have a geared aluminum backspacer as well. I love the tabs that they use for this crossbar style locking knife. A little bit different than a standard crossbar, but the same in regards to how the knife is disengaged. And based just on that, these style of disengaging, buttons, these are probably some of the best in the game. The Stitch is a knife that I've wanted for a very long time. It's also been a while since I bought a Spyderco, and I recently bought one called the Kapara. This is not a new model by any means, but it's a knife that I have never handled before, and I have been extremely surprised with at how much I really enjoy this Spyderco. I'm a huge fan of the Shaman. I love the PM2 Wharncliffe. I like the PM2. But this thing has really moved up my list, definitely up in the mix with the Shaman and the Wharncliffe PM2 as my top Spyderco knives for sure. I love this thing. It's got a nice low pokey tip, kind of a modified drop point, modified sheep's foot combination. It's got a beautiful satin finish. This particular one is coming in S30V, which is perfectly fine with me. Love S30V, sporting their compression style lock. Very nice carbon fiber for the handle material. We have a red G10 backspacer, and we have a deep carry wire pocket clip there, and it will be reversible. Just a great size, a great poker as well as being a great slicer. And it's extremely comfortable. You still have a nice generous choil there to get right up behind the edge. It also allows you to get up on the tip. Just extremely comfortable. I think it's very well balanced. I love this knife. I've been a big fan of it ever since unboxing it. Next up is going to be without a doubt, probably the most carried knife of the last month. This is the Real Steel Evolution, a knife that I can't put the damn thing down for too long. This one is sporting a very dark washed drop Tanto style blade, harpoon drop Tanto style blade. Actually, very neat looking. It's very mean looking. I love it. Everything is really well pronounced. It's pokey. It's going to be slicey. You have a nice full finger choil here. Lots of sharpening life in this thing. You have these milled titanium handles with a full length 2-piece backspacer made out of titanium, lower mounted titanium clip that works extremely well. It's designed perfectly to go in and out of the pocket as well as be very comfortable in hand. Carson did a phenomenal job on the design of this knife, and Real Steel killed the execution on this thing. They just did a phenomenal job. The button lock action is incredible. You can still use the exposed frame lock as well. So big oversized thumb studs, just a great EDC knife here, a great tool. The Real Steel Evolution is definitely a knife that's going to make it to the end of the year as one of my favorite knives. Without a doubt, the new Vosteed Psyop is going to make this list. A couple of these knives, I've carried like 3 of them at a time and been messing with them all for a long time. There's a couple of knives that have not left my table in quite some time, especially the Real Steel. The Psyop is up there as well. This particular knife is coming in LMAX. This is a newer release for Vosteed, and if they're not in stock right now currently, guys, they will be in stock, so nothing to fear. If this is something you are really honed in on and want to get a hold of, they will be back. If there isn't any right now, have no worries about that. We have a coated LMAX drop point blade. Love this swedge that rolls all the way to the tip. Just a nice aesthetic. We have great jimping up here. Full finger choil. Going to get a ton of control over that entire blade. This is sporting the contoured titanium. I chose that version because I just thought it would be the best looking, and I thought it would be the most comfortable, and judging off just videos and pictures, I think I made the right choice. The other one looks great, but I think this one looks even better. I wish Vosteed would have used a longer backspacer as long as they could have. That would have made this even better. That's just a very small nitpick though, that the geared titanium backspacer as it is fine, but I would have loved to have seen it ran up just a little higher, but I say that about everything. We have a nice milled titanium clip lanyard hole back there, and this is sporting the button compression lock, or what they call the top liner lock. It is very well executed. They make this thing extremely satisfying to open, very solid, and then it is very easy and very safe to disengage this knife. Your fingers do not have to go into the pathway of the blade to close it, which is a big draw to a lot of people. And this knife just overall is absolutely incredible. Next up, we're taking a look at my favorite Kaiser knife ever at this point. The Kaiser Mystic. Absolutely love this thing, guys. We have a stone-washed Rex 45 clip point style of blade here. We have dual thumb studs, front flipper for deployment, extremely snappy on the detent, and the closing action is just utterly ridiculous. Nice and fall shutty, very hydraulic close at the end, just really well done. Paul Munko design. Kaiser absolutely killed this for Paul Munko. We have very dark titanium bolsters here. We have matching micarta pivot collars and onlays. The titanium backspacer, the pocket clip, and the bolsters all match, all titanium. Just very well executed. It's a bolster lock, so you don't have to worry about the exposed frame lock getting in the way of opening and closing and handling the knife in general. This thing is extremely comfortable. It is satisfying to open, to close, to use the knife, period. Came with a great edge. It's nice and pokey. The tip is a little higher, but it's still low enough to get up on it and do detailed work without being, uncomfortable. It's going to be perfect in my opinion. Love it. Just a great knife overall, a great size, and these come in at a really good price point as well. Next up is going to be a knife that really took me by storm. It's a knife and a company that really just came out of the woodwork. This is the Monster Urban Grip, and this is one of 3 knives that we checked out from that company, and they are all 3 of them fantastic designs. Very well made, very well executed. We have an M390 drop point style of blade. This one is coated. M390 at 60 to 62 for the HRC. We have a titanium body, carbon fiber inlay, clean show side on the blade. We have just a nice clean little logo there on the show side of the pivot. One body screw, great access to the lock bar with a nice big chamfer there. Easy to get to, easy to disengage. Very good action on the open and the close. Real snappy detent. The front flipper is executed very well for all the front flipper things you might want to do. And then on occasion, you can reverse flick it out and thumb flick it out if you're feeling frisky. And then a titanium backspacer and milled pocket clip that's been chamfered on both sides and the front end. Everything flows together extremely well. Everything is really well done. Fit and finish is just exceptional. It was centered out of the box. It was sharp as a razor out of the box. Really solid lockup. Just everything that you want out of your pocket knife. This thing just did really well at full flat grind. So it might not be as slicey quite as a hollow grind. It's going to be pretty slicey, and it's also going to hold up a little bit better in more dense materials. Love the size of this thing, love the urban grip and what Phah Monster is doing. Love to and look forward to what they have coming up. Next up is maybe not a surprise to some, but I have been making myself carry a slip joint every single day, and lately it's been the latest and greatest Jack Wolf. This thing is ridiculous. It's a mini, but it's still going to, with an XL sized hand, fit perfectly in your hand and just be very comfortable. This is more of just a light duty slicer. That is what it's created for, designed for, and it accomplishes that goal. It's got an extremely thin S90V clip point style of blade, full height hollow, just extremely thin, guys. If you haven't checked out a Jack Wolf, there's a ton of them out there now at this point. There's bound to be one you like if you're looking for a more premium ended slip joint. And I think there are some locking knives available as well. All kinds of different crazy handle materials, from carbon fiber and micarta to straight titanium to different patterns like this one here. Just very well done. Everything is exceptional about a Jack Wolf, and just one of my favorite knife companies there is. And then we have the Vosteed. Now I forget the name. What is it? Why can't I think of the name? I just had a Hedgehog. The Vosteed Hedgehog. This is a knife that I cannot put down. This thing is freaking ridiculous. As a secondary utility style knife, this thing is perfect. It's a little beefier, a little thicker behind the edge, which is going to ensure that you have some toughness, especially going with the S35VN. Just a great steel choice and blade shape for EDC and utility style work. Full finger choil, green micarta with some texturing. This is also sporting the top liner lock. Open construction. We have a deep carry clip. This also has dual thumb studs, a fuller, and a rear flipper tab for deployment. This thing has just found its way into my hand a lot over the last month or so. It's extremely snappy. I almost had the raccoon here instead of this, but this did get just a little bit more pocket time. Just extremely comfortable, very good user, and it's coming in some fantastic materials, and the price point is really good as well. Tons of opening options with this thing. Snappy as all hell. The top liner lock, compression style lock, is going to be extremely strong as well, dependable. Just a great little user here in the Hedgehog. You guys will have to let me know, What are your most carried knives over the last couple of weeks? I love hearing from you guys. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. I always appreciate that, everyone. If you're new here, we release videos just like this one every single day. Hit that subscribe button, ring the little bell. I would love to have you here. Otherwise, guys, I'll throw up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.